Today on DoodleDrawArt, we're going to make three-dimensional hot air balloons. You can put these on your wall or use them to decorate something. I don't know, maybe you could give me some ideas what else you could use these for, but I'm making them for wall decorations. So I'm starting off with just some regular colored paper. You could choose construction paper or even cardstock, I suppose, but I'm just using regular weight paper. I'm going to use 3 sheets, 2 of the same color and 1 different. I'm just going to make it smaller again because I want my balloons to be tiny. So I'm just going to cut this so that the total size of the paper is the size that I want to work with. So now I just have 1/4 of a piece of paper, 3 layers. I'm going to fold this in half the long way and draw half of a hot air balloon. This will make sure that my final product is symmetrical. It's just like a question mark, curves around and then straightens out and then across the bottom. So I'll cut this out and then I'll have a look at the shape and see what I think. I can always trim it a little bit if I don't quite like it. Now I'm going to use my ruler and measure the length of the fold, and it's about 11 centimeters. So I'm going to mark off the center, which is 5.5. And I'll do the same thing on the other color of paper. Next I'm going to use my scissors, and on this one I'm going to cut up from the bottom. This is my contrasting color, cutting up from the bottom just along the fold until the dot, and then in the main color, the one that I have 2 of, I'm going to cut down from the top to the small line that I made. This is going to enable me to slide these 2 pieces together inside, putting the slits together and then slipping them together. Now you'll notice that one is sticking up a bit above the other, and I don't want that, so I'm just going to increase the length of one of my cuts a tiny bit, about the distance that I just saw sticking past. I'll load these together again, and that's much better. I can adjust them so that they're holding together nicely. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these 2 same colored ones together, but only on one side. So I've folded it all together here, and you see how they fit on top of each other, and you can make the fold stick out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue just that 1/2 to the same color balloon. So that's the same color half there, and I'm going to glue it the way it lays flat and line it up perfectly. So I'm gluing the left side to the left side, and the folds meet in the middle. Now you can see that the pink is sticking up and the other part of the purple is sticking up, and then there's pink again. You can add a little bit more glue here. You don't have to actually. I'm not going to do it on my next balloon, but if you wanted to put a little bit of glue there to hold the pink, you can. But really, the pink is slotted down inside the purple, and unless you have little people who are going to be messing around with this on the wall, it's going to stay together. It's not going to fall apart. So you'll just leave that against your wall and tape it onto the wall. For my next balloon, I'm going to use yellow and orange. And again, I'm going to work with just 1/4 of a piece of paper and 3 layers. I'm going to make this balloon smaller, and I'm using 2 pieces of yellow and 1 of orange. I've just trimmed this down to make the shape nicer, and now I'm marking the centers. And I'll slit down from the top of the same color and up from the bottom of the contrasting color and line them together, gluing same color to same color, and then unfolding it until I like the shape of the dimensions. That looks nice. You see, you can see all of the 3 layers. Now I'm going to make a cloud. Same idea, 3 sheets, fold it in half. I'll draw an outline of a cloud. Clouds are very irregular. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Once you get it cut and unfolded, you'll be able to decide if you like the shape or not. I've just drawn a rough idea of a cloud, and we'll have a look at it. That's pretty good. I think I'll just make it a little bit less oval, a little longer and narrower, just by making these 2 bumps a little bit shorter. Just trim them off a bit. Alright, let's have a look. That's good. It was fine the other way too. Clouds are like that. So again, I'll mark the center, and I'll cut up from one and down from the other, and slide them together, see if they line up, and then glue one edge to my background. So there's my 3-dimensional cloud, and I can glue that on the wall with my hot air balloons. And all we need now is baskets for the balloons. These are just going to be 1-dimensional rectangles, so I'll just measure along the edge of the bottom of my balloons so I'll know how wide to make them. And then I'll cut them out. And that's all there is to it. So you can use some masking tape to attach these to your wall. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me make these paper hot air balloons today, and I hope you make some too. Please comment on my video, and if you liked it, if you click like, then I'll know that you did. And if you're on Instagram, you can find me there too, at DoodleDrawArt.